I am sometimes bothered by the phrase 18-year-old woman. It's not that I don't believe that at 18 years old she's legally an adult. It it particularly bothers me in sentences like the deceased are a 10-year-old girl and an 18-year-old woman. And being twice the woman's age, I can't help but feel that those two people are in the same demographic. But I'm on a tangent out the gate. On Sunday, the 22nd of July, 2018, Faisal Hussein decided it would be a good idea to take a stroll down Danforth Avenue and open fire into some of the restaurants and cafes that pepper the street, including Hussein. 3 are dead and 13 are injured. After police arrived on scene, there was something of a firefight, and Hussein was put down. It is unclear at this point if he was shot by police or if his wounds were self-inflicted. So, police are still looking for a motive. His family released a statement saying that he's mentally ill. Maybe this is another part of the incel rebellion, if there is such a thing. It's, obviously a person who would do this is mentally ill. The question is, why? Even mentally ill people have reasons. They may not make any sense, but they have reasons. And that leads me to my good man Tarek Fatah, Pakistani Muslim in Toronto. He tweets, 29-year-old Pakistani-Canadian Faisal Hussein, identified as Toronto shooter who killed an 18-year-old woman plus a 10-year-old girl and injured 13. Faisal's parents claim he had mental issues, waiting to hear someone address the real issue bothering all of us. Tarek Fatah is one of those Muslims, like Imam Tawhidi, who likes to call out bad behavior among Muslims, especially if it's because of Islam. Someone responds to him, I'm not familiar with this man, Intizar Zaidi, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Toronto shooter lived in Thorncliffe Park, home to thousands of Pakistani and Afghan Canadian families. To not address his religious background and political motives is being cowardly. We need to know which mosque Faisal Hussein attended and who was in his immediate circle. That's actually, if you're looking for a motive, that kind of thing should be investigated, I think. It's would be foolish to leave it out. Ensef Haider, if you're not familiar with her, you might know her as the wife of Raif Badawi, who, if I'm not mistaken, is in prison in Saudi Arabia for the crime of journalism. She takes a much firmer stance on this. Politically correct reporters keep saying murderer Faisal Hussein suffered mental illness. Which Islamic terrorist was not mentally ill? These jihadis hate women, and Faisal aimed at and shot the woman. He's a jihadi, no doubt about it. Shame on CBC News for covering up the truth. Without more evidence, I think that's a little too strong for me, right? But the questions that Tarek Fatah and Zaidi here were posing, they seem like solid questions. But then, of course, we always have some moron like this. That's BS at this point. What are you doing inciting hate? This is inappropriate. Stop. These are 3 Muslim people. And this man's suggesting that they're inciting hate against Muslims for asking questions. Now, while Ensef is being a little harsh, I think. It feels a little bit knee-jerk to me. But this is also a knee-jerk reaction. Don't say anything bad about Islam. And it's ridiculous. It literally drives me to drink. We know Islam has built into it a political ideology. We also know there are people that act on that ideology. We also know that there are people including other Muslims, who call out those people for acting on that ideology, okay? They're not inciting hate. They're addressing what's right in front of them. I literally can't even. I think I remembered how to even. Chief of Police Mark Saunders has asked not only for any eyewitness accounts in the neighborhood, but also for any background on the man, perhaps anyone who has insight into what may have been his motives. And I think it's because he can't actually do a complete investigation from his position, especially if it's starting to look like it might be because of Hussein's religion and political ideologies. I think that, if the police started to look into that, people would start screaming incitement to hatred, Islamophobia. And that's just, I think at this point, it should be considered an obstruction of justice, preventing the police from actually investigating every possible avenue. Because the thing is, investigating the avenues is about discounting them. All right, you need to look into each one and find there's no evidence here, discount it. No evidence here, discount it, and move and circle in on it. But if you say you can't even investigate one of those things, you can't even ask questions about one of those things, you're literally obstructing the investigation. It is fucking ridiculous. So, I think I'm done. It really isn't going to fit in this video, but man, if people in Toronto had a right to carry, there wouldn't be 3 dead and 13 injured. Just throwing that out there. Relevant links to shit I said in the description? Maybe. I'm Irving Twin. Like, subscribe, or don't. It's a free country. At least it used to be.